The Minotaur Maze Engine, the maze where the walls move. Or, in the case of castle attack, where the walls fall, thanks to high explosives. Here we go. Okay, let's start playing castle attack. First, we'll need to add our black powder. This sets how fast our cannonball will fly. The castle is fairly close, so we will use a fairly small value. How about 80 meters per second? Next, we'll set the angle of the cannon. How about 30 degrees? The cannon is charged, the aim is set, we are ready to fire. That was a little short. Let's recharge the cannon. There are messages if you use too little or too much black powder. Less powder, Captain. Let's try 110 meters per second. There we go, direct hit. Let's hit the replay button and move the castle further away. As a very important lesson in life, you should always get other people to check your work. My wife was busy playing castle attack and she called to me. "I think your game is broken. I hit the castle and it didn't blow up." Obviously, something in the calculations was not working. I thought that the cannonball would always either hit the back wall or the front wall, and did not think of a steep angle shot. We are zeroing in on that perfect shot. Excel has no problem with decimals in the formulas. 137.5 meters per second? Perfect shot, right down the middle of the castle. Press the WOW button to advance to the super secret level. The back wall and the front wall are unscathed. As they say in basketball, nothing but net. Alright, let's press the WOW button. This is the super secret level. Bigger cannons, bigger castles. Why not create a level around an impossible shot that you didn't even think of? Alright, add your black powder and aim your cannon. When you are ready, fire away. That shot was a little high. There we go. We have destroyed another castle. This Excel workbook did not start out as castle attack. My sister sent me this book, The Physics of Baseball by Robert K. Adair. My plan was to set up equations to calculate the ballistic trajectory of a baseball in flight. However, a cannonball follows the same physics, and everyone seemed to really enjoy blowing up the castle. I never got around to adding the effects of air resistance and density, or the effects of wind speed. But when you have a winning formula, it is better not to change it. Let's take a quick look at the inner workings of castle attack. There are 6 simple VBA macros that control the gameplay. The Start macro on the title screen opens up the castle attack worksheet and resets the level. The Fire macro takes the inputted cannonball speed and angle of fire and transfers the values to the table of formulas. This allows Excel to graph the trajectory of the cannonball. This if statement will reveal the boom shape or the wow shape when you hit the castle. Next, we have the replay macro. First, we will zero out the inputted values, then relocate the location of the castle using a randomly generated number, and finally hide the various shapes. The wow macro relocates us to the cannon worksheet where the secret level is located. Finally, we have the fire and replay macros for the secret level. They are mostly duplicates of the previous fire and replay macros. Let's head back to castle attack. You will notice that the primary game screen is a Microsoft Excel chart. There are numerous elements that are being graphed, including the castle, the explosion, the ground, and the trajectory of the cannonball. Here is a table that contains the X and Y coordinates for the cannonball. This is where the cannonball velocity is copied, and here's the angle of fire. These two cells contain the formulas to determine if the cannonball hits the ground first or leaves the far side of the range. In this case, the cannonball hits the ground first at 10.8 seconds. The table of values is populated with time values spread out equally. We have our formulas to calculate the horizontal velocity, vertical velocity, effective gravity, and finally, the height and distance. Over here, we have our random number generator to reset the location of the castle. Every time an action is completed in Excel, the value will change. Finally, over on the right side, we have the data tables for the castle, explosion, sky, and terrain. These complete the elements that are graphed on the chart. To finish off, I wanted to talk about some of the visual elements that are available in Excel. This being Castle Attack, I thought there should be rocks included in the background. These rocks happen to come from a picture of Ehrenberg Castle in Austria. I'm going to add some cell formatting and text so that you can see how the texture option works. This rock element is a simple rectangular shape that has a texture fill. When we go into the options, there are a couple of different choices. Excel has a few default textures, but they are fairly limited. However, in this case, I inserted a picture from a JPEG file. And as a texture, you can control the level of transparency. The texture can completely dominate or completely fade away. When set around 50%, the texture provides a nice background. Alright, let's go blow up the castle one final time. Visit us at our YouTube channel, Minotaur Maze Engine, or our web store at www.minotaurmazeengine.com. Thank you from the Minotaur Maze Engine, the maze where the walls move.